Hello, 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 and happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. 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 Yay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So grateful to have you here with me. I'm looking out my window, seeing beautiful, bright blue sky. It is cold. It's cold here. Uh, and it's beautiful nonetheless. Good morning and happy hump day to you wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for that thumbs up. I would love to know how your hump day is unfolding. So please do type into the chat something about what's so special about this hump day this morning. Good morning. I'm thankful that you're here. So what's special for me is that I haven't worn this combination of colors in a long time. I saw them this morning and I was like, oh, haven't done that in a while. I think I'm going to go for it. And I really also am thrilled about my what are these called? Ladybugs. Isn't that gorgeous? Somebody gave this to me, my friend Joyce Sackway. Oh, look, and I now fumbled with it. And so I unhooked it somehow. Okay, so I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, ladybug, hang there. I love ladybugs. I think they're so cute and also very special. And so now I have one that I can wear all the time. Yay. I love having them be with me in the wild. They're awesome. So this is my special thing. I'm for the first time wearing my ladybug pin. So if you want to share what's unfolded so specially for you, and if you're in a part of the world where hump day was yesterday, tell us how your hump day was yesterday and what special thing you might have gotten up to. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Dr. Valerie Renee Shepard. I'm coming to you live from the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. It's a part of my Shepherd Academy, and we teach people how to get out of their own way and to have more peace, more love, more joy, and more freedom in their lives. Self-mastery is the name of the game in all aspects of life. And when you are connected to yourself and you are honoring and caring for and nurturing yourself, it makes it that much easier to attract those kinds of qualities in other people around you, whether they're friends and loved ones and people that you work with, people that you serve. You're through the law of attraction, law of reciprocity, law of karma, hermetic principle, the way you are being, not what you're just thinking about, but the way you're actually expressing your gifts, your magic into the planet. That's where the juju is, as it were. That's where you create in a space of love, peace, joy, and freedom. So it's what we're here to talk about. These Hump Day Happy Chats are a part of my commitment to bring myself into the world in a place where I am in service to the higher laws of the universe, higher laws of the divine, the teachings of Yeshua and other masters who are committed to being love, seeing love, spreading love in all its forms all over the world. And that's something I'm really into. And I like feeling love, especially when it's being generated from me, and then I'm able to send it out. I mean, there's nothing more fun than that for me, and getting to see myself, to feel myself in that space of being love. And so that is one of the most beautiful parts of self-mastery, mastering yourself in your life so that you can exquisitely manage whatever your life brings your way. One of the things life brings your way is opportunity. Opportunity to plus up what you're experiencing, opportunity for you to have more of what you want and less of what you don't, opportunity for you to connect across, quote unquote, across the aisle. In the US, we're in a big political situation right now. And so a lot of what we talk about is about connecting across the aisle, Democrats and Republicans. And can we meet in a place where there's mutual advancement of higher versions of living? And so this whole idea of how do I get into this place where I can create? How is that happening? How am I getting into the opportunity of the possibility instead of the opportunity of the negative? And I meet a lot of people and myself who've been conditioned to get into the negative. I call it, I had a negative conjurer. This inner voice, maybe you have one too. Check in. An inner voice that somehow took me down the path of what I didn't want. And it kept me vigilant, looking for that so that I'd know to step aside, step over it, look in a different direction. Can you connect with what I'm saying? So this question for today's Hump Day Happy Chat, number 194, how do I get into my creation space? How do I get there? I ask in the little summary, like there's so much going on. I sometimes find myself moving like in the middle of doing one thing, trying to do something else at the same time. Making a phone call while I'm also fixing something on my laptop, a document or a date, in terms of scheduling something on my calendar. And I actually do notice, oh my gosh, I forgot what I was doing. Ever notice that? You're multitasking, and a lot of people really staunchly defend their multitask nature with me, but I do very well with it. Excuse me. And I'm not going to argue with somebody about whether they did well or not. I would impose this question for you. I'd pose this question. You may be able to label what you're doing under the umbrella of multitasking really great work. You got it done. You got it done on time. You feel good about it. Fantastic. I'm not going to take that away. Yay, it's great. The question is, what more would have been possible had you been able to get into a creation space and complete what it is that you're working on in the creation space? What is that space? It's a beautiful question. You probably understand it if I use this term, this term, the zone. How do I get into the zone, right? The zone of creation. So depending on where you're looking for that answer, like first of all, what is it? What is the zone? Depending on where you're looking for that answer, you'll find different phraseology, different definition of how to talk about it. And yet across the definitions, it feels the same. Not the science definition of some of it, but it feels the same. So in this body of work called positive psychology, the zone is considered being in a flow state, being in a mental state in which you're performing some activity with the full intention and attention of your mind, like totally. It's a mental state that you're performing this activity fully immersed in a feeling of like energized focus. You hear athletes talk about being in the zone when they're actively pursuing their sport. For me, it was when I was in a race, when I was running track, when I stepped into the blocks, I called myself into the zone. In soccer, the minute that kickoff happened on the pitch, I was totally in the zone. And so much so that I blocked most things out. It was just, I mean, I couldn't hear things except for my teammates. I was just there, fully present, heightened awareness of this very moment, something magical and mystical and awesome is going to happen. And I'm not going to be on the sidelines watching. I'm going to be in the middle of it. I'm going to be in the middle of it. And then in the positive psychology movement, there's also an association with not just being energized and focused, but also that there's this level of enjoyment in the act of experiencing, expressing, and doing into that which is the subject matter of the focus. That's in the zone. It's in an informal idiom in our colloquial language. You're in this happy place, excited place. You're doing something, being someone very skillfully and also very effortlessly. Effortless effort happens when you're in the zone. How do I get in my creation space? How do I get into a zone for me? Where does that happen? Have you ever felt totally in control of yourself? No self-consciousness, no negative conjurer giving you things to be anxious or stressed or worried about. Time may seem to move really slow or really fast, but it doesn't matter because it has no influence over you. You're in the zone and you're feeling rewarded, like, wow, this is wicked. And you may not even be aware of the feeling of being in the zone until you step out of it. And then you look back and go, that was wicked. That was wicked. Or some other, that is my colloquial term. Others use it, but whatever your form of, this was awesome sauce, whatever that is for you. The website Headspace talks about being in the zone as this intenseness, being focused undividedly on an activity, this merging of awareness of what's going on and also deep focused on action. Headspace also mentions the effortless nature of things when you're in the zone. Your senses are heightened. The feedback about how you're doing is available right away. You're getting it like as you're doing it. Your ego can settle down, and so you feel less inhibited. When the ego gets quiet, it's not in its mode of protecting you. It's not in its mode of directing you. And so when it gets quiet, you can actually allow the thinking heart to send you in a direction that is most aligned with your desires. Others talk about being in the zone as that's when you operate at peak performance. Like peak performance happens when you're in your zone. If you're in the metaphysical world with me, you may know teachers like Wayne Dyer and Florence Scovel-Shinn and Don Miguel Ruiz, and there's so many beautiful teachers here. Michael Beckwith, Vishen Lakiani, Lisa Nichols, so many. And one that I've been following for years is Abraham Hicks, who talks about law of attraction, has a process for harnessing universal laws to get you into your vortex and to align you with what's available to you when you're there. So instead of the zone in this metaphysical world, it's often related to as the vortex of creation. The vortex. Now, there is a scientific definition of a vortex, right? A vortex is it's like a swirling thing that exists in nature. So you might see a tornado is a vortex, a whirlpool. is a vortex. So it's, you can observe it in real life spinning, like the draining of your sink or your commode, your toilet, right? Swirling in it is the vortex that's being created as the line, fluid rotating around an axis. So it's doing a scientific thing related to the scientific definition. So when you get into Abraham Hicks talking about the non-physical realm, so we're no longer in the scientific realm of a vortex, right? We're in this place of non-physical. So think of the vortex as where all of your desires are held. So how do I get into my creation space? Your creation space is your vortex of desire. It's your place where the things that you came to experience, the things that are your deeply held desires, your deepest intents for your life, are sitting there waiting for you. As Abraham Hicks would say, waiting for you to come into alignment with them. So in the body of work that I am cultivating and that I teach, the idea of a quantum nature to the creation, the field of creation, is that in some realm of this quantumly activated universe, my desires are already fulfilled. So I don't have to go looking for them. There is a space in my quantumly constructed holographic universe where I'm already everything I aspire to be. Think about that. Like, what does that do for you? For some of us, it may be kind of fearful. Like, oh my God, if I get there, I'm going to have to do with boop, 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 boop. So that's a negative conjuring voice, and we need to love it into submission, surrender. But this question of, where is my vortex? How do I get into my creation space? Get in it. How do I stay in it? My vortex. Are you out there, vortex? What happens there? Well, in this quantum nature field, the Abraham Hicks vortex, the one that I'm talking about, is your creation space. Manifestation becomes easy, breezy, beautiful. To quote a P&G brand, Procter & Gamble cover girl. Easy, breezy, beautiful. Manifestation is about aligning yourself with the energy of that which you seek. Opposites do not attract. If you still believe that your soulmate is with you because opposites attract, come talk to me. Opposites don't attract. It's scientifically impossible. And there's no romantic story that makes it possible. If you've got someone in your life that deeply connected on intimacy levels, there's something about the two of you that is an exact match. You may not have found it yet. I pray that when you do, it's a really good thing. A lot of people find that over time, they understand that they actually attracted each other on something that's not serving either one of them. And then they figure out what is the way that we resolve this dynamic. So when you're looking at this, it's law of attraction, it's law of reflection, it's law of reciprocity, it's universal laws of bringing things together in the universe, and it's all around energy. Energetic resonance is what creates the vortex. So here's the most powerful thing. Whether you are listening to me when I was talking earlier about positive psychology, far more mental, or you're listening to while I'm talking about Abraham Hicks, non-physical, metaphysical, quantum natures of the universe, one thing that stands out in both of these is that there is joy in it. There is fun. Did you hear me earlier when I said enjoyment in the process of the activity? Enjoyment in the process of the activity. When you're happy and excited, you're in your vortex zone, just in the happy and excited. It's like as soon as you feel that happy, excited gratefulness, make a wish. Make a wish. You're in your creation zone. So your vortex is comprised of this place where there is like a quieting of all those things that might put pressure on you to be different, to do something, to get something done, all that pressure has evaporated. And there's excitement about what it is you're here to do, to create in your vortex. In your vortex. So to be in the vortex is to be open, to be receptive, to be tuned in at a very deep level of focus. And it's also to be at a place of calm, contentment, pleasant ease, knowing, like it's a knowing, this is where I'm called to be. This is where I can contribute the most of me. This is my space. It's a place where you're not resisting whatever is. You're not telling yourself, I'm late, I'm running late. I got to get this done so I can get to the next thing. No, it's where you are completely settled, completely exhale. Nothing needs to change in this moment. Can you feel that space? Have you been in that space very often, my lovely? Do you recognize, have you recognized being in that space of complete surrender that comes from saying nothing need change in this moment? Nothing. That's a tall order for some of us who are constantly looking to make things better. And this is not saying we don't find things that we would like to be better. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's more about the both and equation of allowing yourself to just be there without a need to make it be something else, even if that something else you believe would be better. So it's the surrender to the now moment, staying present in that now moment exactly as that now moment is unfolding, feeling as if nothing needs to change in this moment, and allowing yourself the exhale. Along with the exhale, allow yourself the emanation, the expression of joy, of a lightness of being, of fascination, of excitement, of curiosity, enthusiasm, fascination, of a child wonder, exuberance. You don't always have to be in those, they're very high vibration. But being happy is pretty darn good. Being content is pretty darn good. How do I get into my creation space is a question of how do I feel really good, really energized, really inspired to do what it is I'm here to do. And it's a place you want to be. Creation happens in your vortex. It's your space where you and the universe, source energy, are in alignment, and you're opening yourself up to receive the messages, the magic, the majesty, the miracles of being one with source energy. It is worth spending as much time as you possibly can to cultivate your ability to get into your vortex. So here are a couple of little tips. And with just about everything I teach, it has become a practice. And I actually, I'm kind of adamant about that. It's not just encouraging and inviting you, it's demanding. It's a decree. You must practice. This is any way of life. I mean, any way of life, whether you are a destructo or you are a creator, any way of life requires practice. So if things in your life aren't going the way you want, it's probably, I'm going to say no doubt, because you are somehow practicing behaviors, thoughts, limiting beliefs. You're practicing them over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Your vibration is only that, or mostly that, and your results have to match your vibration. Can't get around it. It's universal law. Like it or not, understand it or not, believe it or not, poppycock. Doesn't matter. The universe is acting on your vibration, and it's saying yes to what you're co-creating. And I put that in quotes, meaning the universe doesn't want to help you co-create things that aren't going to serve you. And the universe can only say yes to it because of the way the universe operates. So the universe reluctantly says, well, let me help you. And I'll even help you when I don't even think that's what you should want. I don't think that's what you should want. Nonetheless, I say yes. So getting into the vortex. Some of you, I used to do this, can just drop in the course of the practice. So I told you about my athletic experiences of just dropping in. When I'm doing things that I have to use my mental capacity or physiological capacity, like at a desk, I'm putting myself in the zone consciously, effectively saying, here I go. So here are a couple ways that I do that could help you do it as well. The first thing is to clear your mind. So this is throughout everything I teach, one of my most important practices is silence and meditation, and getting practiced at being in silence and cultivating silence within you is one of the first steps to being able to put yourself in the most dynamic creation space there is, the vortex. So you clear your mind and allow yourself to get into a flow. And what are you flowing into? Your attention. So you're flowing by quieting the conscious mind. You're allowing yourself to have your attention flow into only one space, what it is that's going on right now, right here where you are. So quieting the mind is cultivating the receptivity for present moment awareness. Quieting your mind is cultivating the receptivity here at the heart center, the receptivity for what is coming to you from non-physical, with source speaking to you. So that's number one. Quiet your mind. Cultivate a practice of quieting the mind. Actually, it's practice the cultivation in quieting your mind. And then, this is my favorite part. I think it was Wayne Dyer who used to say, if you want to know God, you have to know how to feel good. God is good. So focus on what makes you feel good. Focus on the things that you want, that you desire, that you prefer, the experience of which brings only joy, excitement. What brings you ease, peace, and flow? So allow that. So when I might have to write something, I might sit down, exhale, exhale again, open my eyes, and what is it that I want? I like to write the next paragraph with ease and grace. And the words come. The words come. You may have heard people say sometimes they're writing and it feels like a download just landed in their lap and they can't keep up with the words as quickly as they're coming while they're trying to get them down in their journal or while they're typing in the zone. If you feel like something's trying to pull your attention away, cut it off as quickly as you can. Again, practicing your relationship with yourself to be aware that, oh, I feel my head turning over there to see what's going on, and I'm going to come back here. I feel myself wondering, what is that word that has nothing to do with what I'm doing? Like, oh, what's on my phone, or who's contacted me in Messenger? I wonder how many birthday messages I got today, or what's going on over at Twitter. Like, to notice those thoughts that are just pulling you away from you. Where are they pulling you away from you? You cannot have this duality of purpose in the zone. In the zone, in your vortex, you are focused on creation, co-creation with the source, and co-creation that makes you feel good, that aligns with the feelings of enthusiasm and love and excitement and joy and contentment and bliss. Bliss. No interruptions. The modern world is going to give you plenty of distractions. Your practicing this allows you to put the blinders on, like they put them on horses in races, so that they're not distracted by things going on that might pull their attention away from winning that race, right? Put your blinders on. That's your practice. I can't put them on for you. You practice putting them on and even fortifying them when something tries to get your attention. Like if I forget to turn my phone off, the ringer off, when I'm going into my space of creation, then when the phone rings, I'm pulled. I can be. I don't always. Sometimes I look to see who's calling and I don't answer. But even having that distraction where I look pulls me out of the creation energy in the vortex. So whenever you get distracted, maybe it's a negative voice saying, I don't know why I'm working on this. It's going to take too long. Or it's a negative distraction of, I've only got 15 more minutes and I've got 20 more minutes of work. That's pulling you out of your vortex and it's starting you down a negative path. As soon as the negative conjurer shows up, ask it to surrender. Surrender your purpose, negative conjurer, which is typically to protect you. Your negative voice is trying to protect you. It's just not serving you the way it's doing it. There are other ways to get what that negative conjurer is trying to give you. Ways that don't get in the way with your ability to create. Ways that don't shut down your spiritual gifts. Ways that don't have you anchored in a duality of, is it something I can do or is it not something I can do? So getting in your vortex is pretty simple, and it's all up to you. Learning how to cultivate a quieted mind, opening yourself up to only focus energy on what makes you feel good, on the good in the situation, the things to be grateful for, the dynamics that are like, wow, I'm getting this right now. Let's have more of that, please. And then allow yourself to surrender to those good feelings as you contribute your energy to whatever it is you're doing. And whether you get into this complete zone where everything else fades away, or you're aware of everything, but you're still at what you're doing, it doesn't matter. Everything in between. When you feel good and you're sucked into what you're doing, you're in your vortex. And so the ultimate lesson to learn from today's Hump Day Happy Chat is when you are trying to create, right? When you're working at, whether you're working at a job, whether you're an entrepreneur, regardless of where it is, scientific or creative, it doesn't matter. But when you are in the space of wanting to create something, you are best served to only do that from a place of inner peace and joy. When you are working from a place of frustration, anxiety, worry, anger, fear, doubt, total disbelief, when you are working in a project, when you're contributing your life force to a project, in those low vibration energies, you're actually creating more low vibration energies in your life. You're slowing yourself down. You're getting into your own way. You are making the process a process that is really untenable. It's not going to give you what you want. So it's critically important that you lather, rinse, and repeat. Lather, rinse, and repeat, doing the things that have the upside potential and not getting further in your way, deeper, anchoring you in what you don't want, wondering why what you do want doesn't show up fast enough. Got it? I intend that you do. I decree and proclaim your understanding is deepening, and the things that hold you back or keep you down are dissolving in the space of your efforts at freeing yourself into a higher vibration of self-mastery. Yay. So glad you were here with me. If you're watching the replay, #replay. If you've got questions about this or any other Hump Day Happy Chat, please do send me a note. You can put it in with the comments below this video. You can send them to me through my Facebook group, The Bliss Collective, facebook.com/groups/The Bliss Collective. I love getting questions. My Hump Day Happy Chats are often, not always, but often based on questions that I receive from people who want help experiencing the kinds of love, peace, joy, and freedom that are available at all times. So let me know, and I'll help you tune in and turn on the vibrations that serve you at the highest levels. I always close the Hump Day Happy Chat with the Karanaya Metta Sutra from the Buddha, the prayer of loving kindness, which you should know by now goes like this. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. Yay. Happy is a part of your creative space. It's a part of your vortex. The more you feel it, the more you create, and the quicker you create. May all beings be happy. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. Your true nature is not of this world. Your true nature is that of a spiritual being. You are at once both and human, having a spiritual experience, a vessel that can bring love and light into this world and express it as you, bringing heaven into earth. Yes, indeed. Awaken to the light of your true nature. And may all beings be free, emotionally free, free to express the light that you are. As Michelle Obama says in her newly released book, The Light We Carry. I say, be the light that you always already are. Express that. And when you are doing that, you're in the vortex and your creation ability is magnified. I'm Valerie, Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd, coming to you live from the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. Thank you for being here. Please share these little nuggets. Bye now.